Imagine a prince, the beloved son of a king, riding at the head of a rebel army. This is the story of Absalom, King David's handsome and charismatic son, a man who stole the hearts of Israel and turned them against his own father. The stage is set for a final, tragic confrontation in the dense woods of Ephraim. Absalom, astride his royal mule, believes victory is within his grasp. He's led a successful coup, forcing his father, the great King David, to flee Jerusalem. Now, in this tangled forest, the decisive battle rages. The armies clash, the sounds of steel and shouts echoing through the ancient trees. David's experienced generals, Joab, Abishai, and Ittai, command his loyal forces, but David's heart is heavy. His one command to them was not about victory, but about his son. Deal gently for my sake with the young man Absalom. As the battle turns against the rebels, Absalom finds himself alone, trying to escape through the thick undergrowth. He gallops his mule, seeking a way out of the chaos. But fate, or perhaps divine judgment, has other plans. Absalom was famous for his magnificent hair, a thick, heavy mane that he was incredibly proud of. It was a symbol of his vanity and his royal bearing. In this desperate moment, that very symbol of his pride becomes his undoing. As his mule darts under the low-hanging branches of a great oak tree, Absalom's long hair gets caught, tangled securely in the limbs. The mule, startled and riderless, keeps running, leaving Absalom suspended between heaven and earth. He's trapped, helpless, hanging by his own glory. He struggles, but the branches hold him fast. He can hear the sounds of the battle fading, replaced by the chilling quiet of the forest. He is utterly alone, a prince dangling from a tree, his rebellion brought to a sudden, humiliating halt. It isn't long before one of David's soldiers discovers him. The man recognizes the prince immediately, but remembers the king's command. He won't lay a hand on Absalom. Instead, he rushes to find Joab, David's notoriously ruthless commander. When Joab hears the news, he is furious. "You saw him, and you didn't strike him down. I would have given you 10 shekels of silver and a belt." But the soldier stands firm, loyal to the king's explicit order. Joab, however, is a pragmatist. He sees Absalom not as the king's son, but as a threat to the stability of the kingdom. He knows that as long as Absalom lives, the civil war will never truly end. Ignoring the king's plea for mercy, Joab takes matters into his own hands. He grabs 3 javelins and marches toward the oak tree where Absalom is still hanging, alive but defenseless. The tension is unbearable. Imagine the scene, the dappled sunlight filtering through the leaves, the shadows dancing on the forest floor. Absalom, seeing his uncle Joab approach, knows his end is near. There is no escape, no plea for mercy that will work on this hardened general. Joab doesn't hesitate. He thrusts the 3 javelins into Absalom's chest, right into his heart. Even then, Absalom clings to life. So, 10 of Joab's armor-bearers surround the hanging prince and strike him until he is dead. The rebellion is over. The charismatic prince who sought to usurp his father's throne meets a brutal end. Not in a blaze of glory on the battlefield, but helplessly entangled in a tree. The story of Absalom is a powerful tragedy about ambition, pride, and the heartbreaking consequences of family conflict. It serves as a stark reminder of how vanity can lead to a downfall and how the pursuit of power can corrupt even the most promising individuals. A son's betrayal, a father's grief, and a kingdom torn apart it, as one of the most dramatic and sorrowful tales in the entire biblical narrative. If you were captivated by this epic story of betrayal and tragedy, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We dive deep into the most intense and fascinating stories from history and scripture every week. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching.